Hey everybody, it's Mike.
It's Dan.
We know that Korean content is super popular right now, from Korean dramas to K-pop, and I get it, you really don't. I kind of like it. But today we want to talk to you about Chinese movies.
That's right, because we are Chinese and we've watched our fair share of Chinese movies, so we want to pass along those recommendations to you.
Now, my favorite genre of Chinese movies are the wuxia ones, with the swordsman. He gets all this awesome kung fu from a book he finds randomly in the bottom of a waterfall or something, and he rescues the girl. It's all awesome. But I also like them with a lot of humor. And regardless of what kind of movies you prefer, I definitely recommend trying out our suggestions today. I don't think you'll regret it.
And we're not going to just recommend movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragons, or Ip Man, because everyone knows those movies and have seen it.
And also, some of these recommendations are series or two-parters, so they're not like one single movie. So these recommendations are movies you probably never heard of, but you really need to go see.
Number 1, the God of Gamblers series. This was arguably one of the most popular series in its day and features one of my favorite actors, Chow Yun-fat, who is the God of Gambler.
I cannot express how much I love this. I heart these so much. God of Gamblers Return, the early years, which is one of my favorites, then spin-offs featuring Stephen Chow and Andy Lau, who are really awesome as well.
In this series, the God of Gambler, Chow Yun-fat, had a tragic life through which he was able to gain supernatural gambling powers.
But just like any other righteous superhero, he always uses his powers for good. And all the money he makes through gambling actually goes to charity. He doesn't keep any of it.
That's like the Asian Robin Hood.
That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
In each movie, there's a ton of action and humor, and just when you think it's over for the God of Gamblers, well, then he shows you why he's called the God of Gamblers. Number 2, A Chinese Odyssey. This is a two-part movie, A Chinese Odyssey Part 1, Pandora's Box, and Chinese Odyssey Part 2, Cinderella, which got nothing to do with the real Cinderella.
This movie is a spoof of Journey to the West. It's about Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, who wanted to give up on his journey to the West and was reincarnated as a human by Guanyin Bodhisattva to repent for his sins.
And Sun Wukong is played by Stephen Chow, who is awesome. So here the Monkey King goes through all that humans go through because he is now human. He falls in love, feels the pain and suffering that falling in love often brings. So bring a box of tissues, maybe 2, because this movie, although it's very funny and there's a lot of action, your heartstrings will be tugged super hard, and there will be a lot of sobbing going on from both you and whoever watches this with you, and me. And
all right, here comes another one. Number 3, Warriors of Heaven and Earth. This film is set in Western China in 700 AD during the Tang Dynasty and revolves around Lieutenant Li of the Chinese army. Li's refusal to kill women and child prisoners and is classed as a traitor, leading him to be expelled from the army and to become a fugitive. Years later, he is saved by the survivors of a caravan which carries a Buddha Sarira, a powerful mystical relic accompanied by a Buddhist monk.
now this movie, it's not funny. It's also kind of dark. It's rated R. It's pretty violent, but it's extremely well made. I especially like the spirit of these individuals and how they're willing to sacrifice anything to protect what they hold dear and complete their mission.
I give you this one because usually that's not a kind of movie that you really enjoy, right?
Right.
Dark.
Yeah, but this one I can actually see beyond what I usually like, or go beyond what I usually like, and really appreciate the message that this movie is.
That's right. That's my kind of movie.
Right.
Very well done.
You should go watch this then.
Yeah, I guess. This movie was nominated for Best Picture at the 100 Flowers Awards, which is one of the most prestigious film awards in China, so definitely check it out.
Number 4, Fung, or in Cantonese, I'm trying to say this, Fung Sai-Yuk.
That doesn't sound
No?
like Cantonese.
No. So there's Fung 1 and Fung 2, and they're both played by Jet Li, who in this movie is a martial artist, of course, who meets the beautiful Ting Ting during a track and field competition in the Qing Dynasty and falls in love with her, of course. Ting Ting is the daughter of a local rich guy who stages a martial arts competition for interested men to participate and win his daughter's hand in marriage. Yeah, that's one of the ways you actually can get a wife back then.
Fung Sai-Yuk then gets involved in the group of rebels who are trying to topple the Qing dynasty and wrestle the control of China away from the Manchurians.
These movies are hilarious with a ton of awesome over-the-top kung fu action, but it is not without its sentimental and sad moments. You get to see Jet Li in a whole different light because these are some of his earlier and, in my opinion, better movies.
While we're on the subject of Jet Li, here's another movie you will love. Jet Li, the Kung Fu Cult Master.
This movie is based on the hugely popular wuxia TV series 倚天屠龙记, or The Heaven Sword and Dragon Saber. In this movie, Jet Li plays Zhang Wuji, whose parents died when he was young, but through a bunch of chance encounters, learns the ultimate kung fu.
Like other Jet Li movies around this time, this movie is hilarious, has awesome kung fu action, and tugs at the heartstrings.
The only bad thing about this movie is the fact that they actually never made a sequel, so this story is incomplete, but is still a must-watch. Some of you might have seen these before, but if you haven't, definitely watch these, because a lot of people ask us for recommendations for Chinese movies.
Right. You know what, I don't get annoyed by this, but I find it funny, like, people are like, oh, have you seen, like, The House of Flying Daggers? I'm like, yeah,
everyone's seen that.
But that's not even like a good movie, though.
Well, a lot of people like these movies, since Hidden Dragon, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon appeared in the US, a lot of these movies started making its way over here.
I think in terms of like foreign Asian films, nothing's better than like a Chinese kung fu flick. Right?
Yeah.
This isn't just kung fu. This is a lot of different things.
Yeah, like Ip Man is mainly action.
Right.
You got Hero, like a lot of these.
I didn't really like Hero.
I didn't really like it, and also, again, those are really movies that everyone has seen already.
Exactly.
So these are ones that most people probably never heard of.
Definitely.
All right, guys, definitely go try these out. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.
Later.